Okay, guys, welcome back to a new video here. So we had a wild Bill Maher episode of Real Time this Friday. And Bill basically, for the first time since his little excursion meeting with Trump at the White House, he addressed it for the first time. And what an episode. I got to say, I've been watching Bill Maher for quite a while now. This is definitely the most interesting episode, maybe in years. I mean, just some major revelations. And frankly, we actually saw actual fighting and heated clashes between one of the panelists, Josh Rogan from the Washington Post, and Bill Maher on that summit. And also, he had Steve Bannon on, which is, I mean, some of the stuff he was saying was insane. I mean, just completely scary. The stuff he was saying about, yeah, he's going to run for a third term. Like basically openly projecting what he's going to do. I mean, it's completely insane. I mean, it really is wild. And Bill's like, wait a second, don't you guys say you're the one with the Constitution? So that was an entirely wild scenario. But again, the main headline from this is going to be, hey, Bill Maher went to the White House with Trump, and Bill did a quote unquote book report where he discussed it. And basically, Bill's entire point was, hey, he was way nicer than I expected him to be to me. He was very charming. We talked about certain things like the Iran deal, and he conceded a number of points as if Donald Trump is conceding points to Bill Maher, like, and listening to his advice on certain things seriously and taking this in. I think it's a little silly, but you know what? I'll leave that guy up for you guys to decide. And I'm going to show you the clip right now of the exact clip in the scene where basically Bill finishes his little book report and Josh Rogan comes out swinging at Bill, basically saying he is a prop. Called him a prop, which is, even for me, it's a little over the top, I think, but called him a prop and basically saying Trump does not have good motivations. You actually think he's listening to you? Give me a break. So here's the clip and we'll talk about it after. Guys, by the way, make sure to like and subscribe. It's super good for the algorithm. We're so close to 500 subs. So hit that subscribe button. Patreon link and Amazon links are in the description as well. Thanks for watching. Here's the clip and we'll talk about it.
I did it to the best of my abilities.
Counterpoint?
But yes.
Counterpoint?
Yeah.
Bill, I think you're right in saying that people have made too much of this, okay? It's not the Ulta Summit. You're not Churchill. Kid Rock is not Stalin. Trump sure as shit isn't FDR, okay? So, yes, I believe too much has been made about this, but I think you've fallen into the trap. I think I represent 99% of the internet when I say this, is that you've played the game of proximity is principle. And what people are worried about is not your motivation. We believe you. We love you, Bill. Everybody loves Bill, right? I'm not questioning your motivation. I'm questioning Trump's, okay? And if we can say that you went there in good faith, but maybe, just maybe, he wasn't there in good faith. I mean, you sold him on the Iran deal and he took it in. I mean, give me a break, okay? So the idea here is that your motivation is sound, but what's the impact? And I think a lot of people out there, fans of yours, people who love you, people who are fans of you, like me, I've been fans of you.
You don't have to patronize me, dude.
Okay.
I don't know you.
Fair
I never met you.
I'm just saying that this comes from
not
a place
everybody
of
has to
love.
like it.
All I'm
That's
saying
what we
is-
said. There are people who didn't want it to happen at all. You sound like one of them. It's
No,
okay.
no.
But did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Like, what is the alternative to not talking? Just sit at your lunch table and don't talk to anybody?
I talked to him. I've interviewed Trump. Here's his interview.
That's not it. That's just not an interview. This was not an interview.
I agree with the principle of engagement. I'm just saying, from his perspective, you have to understand that people out there know, all Americans know, that for him, this was a PR stunt. And in his view, you were a prop in that PR stunt.
Again, and honestly, guys, if you guys have been following the Bill Maher show for a while now, it really does not get like that anymore. Most of the panelists are just agreeing, like, oh, very minor disagreements. That guy, Josh Rogan, came out absolutely swinging at Bill there. And it was a great thing to see, just for entertainment purposes, like actually seeing some sort of disagreement on the Bill Maher panel for once. And I thought it was enlightening because it kind of shows a lot of different perspectives that people on the left or the liberals are having actually on this meeting. And again, Bill is making it seem like, oh, it doesn't bother me. Bill seemed pretty pissed about it. I mean, he was getting called out and he says, I don't even know who you are, like very lashing out. His ego was obviously hurt. But again, I think the thing he's saying is, hey, listen, I mean, do you really think Trump is taking in your opinion on Iran? I mean, give me a break. I kind of agree. It's kind of ridiculous. And the idea that who cares how he's treating you in a private dinner? I mean, I just think that's ridiculous. You don't think Fidel Castro was charming in meetings with anyone or individuals, perhaps someone like Bill Maher? You don't think Vladimir Putin is going to be charming in a potential one-on-one individual meeting? It's a ridiculous standard, as if I look at him differently now based on how he acts. Who cares how he acts to you in private when he's probably trying? And again, to give Trump credit, I think it's a very smart decision. You have Bill Maher, a very prominent liberal critic. You treat him well, you treat him nicely. And guess what? Next week, he's on the airwaves saying how nice you are and how great you are. And you might possibly temper down criticism from a big liberal critic. It's genius, honestly. Stroke Bill's ego, and that's what you get. And it looks like that's basically probably what's going to happen, but we'll see. To be fair to Bill, Bill was calling out certain things in the Trump stuff still, but I do think he might be held back a little bit because of his personal meeting with him. And I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And Bill has every right to do that, but like, let's not pretend it's just some big, big meeting, okay? And saying, oh, it was a great thing Trump did. I agree. I think Trump's interests here were very, very poor, but again, who knows? And it was a heated panel too. You have, and there are other stuff too in this episode that were completely wild. Piers Morgan, by the way, who again, Mr. Free Speech apparently, they were arguing over the Mahmoud Khalil situation, the deportation, and Bill, to his credit, basically said, you know what, he should not be deported. Rogan said, of course he shouldn't be deported, and then Piers Morgan's like, I thought he actually said he shouldn't be. Did basically a heel turn, like, oh no, he actually should be because he's pro Hamas, even though there's really not much that evidence supporting that claim. And also, we live in America where we have a First Amendment, which apparently you might not have in Britain, but that's what we have here in the United States. We have a First Amendment where anyone can protest whatever they want. But apparently, Piers Morgan didn't get that memo. But he was arguing basically in favor of what Marco Rubio was saying, that you can just deport anyone, which is kind of wild coming from Piers Morgan, uncensored. I mean, the jokes just write themselves sometimes, but completely ridiculous. But it was a great episode. I advise you guys to check it out. But Bill Maher getting called out by a guest, getting called a prop. I mean, god damn, son. That is wild. That is wild stuff. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. See you guys.